Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hey, Kevin. Adam is Adam is not sure how to describe what he wants to work on today. I don't know. I just want to help prep for the mid-January launch. Adam is working on Skeleseller. He's prepping for the next alpha launch that'll hopefully be in January. Well, hopefully be land mid-January. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. Cool. Happy Monday indeed. All right, we got a few things we got to do. One is tenants. Tenants. I'm still unsure of taking breaks. But anyway, sustainability. Started to feel like I was doing too much last week. I streamed half days on Tuesday and Thursday, and I think that had a major impact on how I felt like I was doing too much. Friday was difficult. um, I think the real problem though is work hygiene. I've been doing a lot in evenings and on weekends. Hey, Stockton, hey, I'm too. Last week of actual work for this year. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that same boat. Oh, I forgot my water. I never do this. Oh, hang on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, who cares? Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, yeah, doing a lot of meetings on weekends. I want to keep an eye on this. Yeah, I think it's totally okay to do the amount of work I'm doing, but I can't have it consume all of my time by spreading it out. Yeah. Somebody loves to say done by end of year. Oh man. How was the gender reveal party? It was good. That was not this past weekend, but the one before that. And the way they revealed it was by handing out handwritten cards to everybody. They knew our guesses ahead of time, so they got to say whether we were right or wrong in the card, and we all opened it at the same time. Hey, Pige, you're my 97th favorite Pige-based streamer. So I guess I'm slightly higher on your rating scale. How's it going? By the way, Pige, did you watch Arcane? I did not watch very much of it, but my wife loved the show, and she's never played League of Legends top 100. Also, I'm guessing you're enjoying PoE too. I've read only good things about it. Bricklaying, this is going great. Yeah. Breaks, this isn't going so well. I made it a point on Friday to take breaks. Again, as mentioned, I think the real problem is work hygiene. And it's exacerbated by not taking breaks. Especially Tuesday, I think, where I just did one like 2.5 hour stream. Yeah. Watch it, it's phenomenal. Only good things. Game is mid. Or do you actually feel that way? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Because it is early access, so I think there's some hope if you do think that it improves. But I feel like won't PoE 1 die out? And if you enjoy PoE, you're gonna have to play 2? Did I guess right? I did guess right, yes. Although I don't think that's very um I don't know. I don't it's a 50-50 chance, right? That's hard, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm still trying to avoid it just so I don't lose a bunch of time to it. Because I think it'd be fun at first. Then I think there'd be a long period of time that I'll still play it and it won't be fun. So I'm trying to just cut that out, avoid it entirely. Celebrate the successes. Okay, what happened last week? I streamed for many hours more than I normally do. I don't really know that that's a success. Yeah, PRs are going well. Lots of improvements to the game that I didn't have to make myself. And the enchanter is done and feeling great. Yeah. Changed a lot of the core of PoE. Like PoE for the zooming and destroying and power growth. PoE 2 doesn't have really much power growth at the moment. I want you to fight each fight like we care about the gameplay. I don't know. I was watching Crypt play for a little bit, and I don't know what level he was or how far along in the game he was, but he was fighting every fight like it was the same fight and just zooming along. Yeah, if they split the audiences, I think that'd be a big problem for the player base. Then again, I think a lot of action RPGs, people just play solo anyway, and you only need there to be people so that you can trade if you care about trading. Because, like, I know there are a bunch of people who play Diablo 2 totally single player. Like, there is no opportunity to play with anybody else because they're playing only on a local account, basically. And that's just crazy to me, but people like that. And I'm guessing that's how they play a lot of ARPGs. And in fact, Diablo 4 released some like dungeon that you have to group up with, but it only had cosmetic content, and the community was up in arms about even that. They're like, why should we have to group for anything? I thought, okay, I think there's reasonable limits to this stuff. Hey, First Crimson. PoE 1 feels more dopamine hit, whereas PoE 2 feels a bit more grounded. Yeah, review video. I did not see that. Yeah, forcing me to make friends. Well, I hope at least that if they do split the audiences or anything, that it is enough of a change between the two games where someone who wanted to like PoE 1 ends up liking PoE 2, and someone who doesn't end up liking PoE 2 can go back and play PoE 1. And I guess that that's probably a lot more work for the developers because they have to maintain two games with totally different feelings. Conflicting someone who plays for the power. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they've announced their plans on what to do after early access or what to do to get to launch, I should say. Because presumably they launched in early access because it's not fully ready, right? So some of this stuff could change. Give up because of FOMO, new game out. I'm still here playing alone in PoE 1. Yeah, I think that happens definitely for some games. And one of the games I followed at least somewhat closely over the years is the Smash series. I guess I can't say it's a game, but it started with one on N64 and then moved to Melee and then Brawl and then Smash 4, I guess, and then Ultimate. And each one of these shifts always had people saying like, well, here's what the last game did better. And then by the time you got to game 5, it's like, well, here's what game 2 did better and game 4 did well, but Ultimate fell short of the mark. And it's like, whatever. I guess as long one of the things that's been true of gaming for now the past like what 4 decades or something is that the total number of gamers has been growing. So if you had launched any game back in 1980, you would have had an audience of whatever size, I don't know, 100,000 or something like that. And if you launched a new game, you'd be competing with those same 100,000 players. But now we're up to however many millions of players and however many billions of dollars in the industry as a whole. So some of this stuff is purely additive. I don't think that's true when it comes to like somewhat difficult ARPG. It's not like you're just adding on new players. You probably are pulling from the pool that's maybe maxed out already. Because it's more niche of a game than like Super Mario Brothers. But it's still, I think community expected to be further along. Highly recommend waiting until full release. Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Given that everyone, like I said, everyone kind of seemed to be happy that I was popping in on. It seemed like it was close to launch, and I wasn't totally sure why they had early access. But yeah, it sounds like it's not as far along as I thought. I want to read these patch notes because I find interesting stuff in here sometimes, although less and less lately. But overtype mode, now what? You can press insert on your keyboard. And yep, okay, sure. I mean, I'm used to that in editors, and I've stopped using it. I don't even think I have an insert key on this keyboard. So I don't know how I would do that, but I'd have to add a key. Add imports on paste. Automatically add missing imports when pasting code. That's pretty cool. Quickly filter which code is covered by a specific test. Also pretty cool. Move views between the primary and secondary sidebar. Man, I ran into an issue where the secondary sidebar has no close button on it. And I don't, can I show this? Secondary sidebar. Yeah, this. Like, how do you close this normally? There is no close button here. You can't just click something the same time. There's no right click and, okay, that's there. I did not see that on my other computer. And I'm positive I looked for it, so I don't know. Oh well. Patch notes for the thing that lets you patch games. I mean, it still is important to know about this stuff. Another 95% Copilot feature VS Code update. So far, no. I haven't seen any AI stuff yet. Terminal ligatures, okay. Extension allow list. That's also pretty cool. Not something I need. Debug with Copilot. It's also neat. Chat context, yep. And move from chat to Copilot edits. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so nothing I really need here, but any improvement's a good improvement. As long as there's no regression. All right, we gotta file this. We already have something about elite monsters here. Where did I write this down? Huh. I thought I wrote it down. I apparently didn't. Okay, maybe I wrote it down over here. Well, the word elite only shows up 7 times, so this should be pretty easy to find. Yeah. This. We need to make this consistent. Okay, so make use of the word elite consistent. Okay, we only capitalize elite some of the time. And we change between saying elite monsters and elite enemies. Pick one and use it everywhere. Note, it may help to know which boss sprites we're using for everything, to know whether we can truly call something a monster. I think we'll probably go with enemy. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. I don't know when to do this. I'll just say pre-launch. Yeah. Okay, so there's that issue. And then the other issue that we have, I already removed this, right? The other issue that we have is showing how much mana you have when hovering over a spell. Show how much mana you have in the spell book tooltip. And let's get a picture of what it looks like right now. Give me a sec. I'm just quitting out of this stuff. Okay, there we go. All right. So we go unlock the enchanter. So this is what I'm talking about. When you hover over the crystal, it says mana 400 out of 400. When you hover over this, it just says the mana cost. And this is when you want to know how much mana you have. So that's what we got to do. Why can't I take a picture? What's going on? Just press the button. Okay. Engage privacy mode. All right. That was my computer. For anyone who's on a Mac. All right, does it work now? Yeah, it works now. Okay, we'll trim this photo down to here and then put it in GitHub. We show the mana cost. Yeah, I know that wasn't exactly an auto update. We show the mana cost, but not your available mana, and that's certainly something you would want to know without having to hover over anything else. Yep. This should be done for checkpoint 5. This is a pretty easy change. In fact, these are the kinds of changes that make me wonder, should I have just done this now and not filed an issue? But yeah. It's a very professional looking privacy screen. Yeah. Okay, so where we left off is make the Explorer. I don't know what we had to do still. Saving and loading. Oh, fun. Well, that's the bricklaying mentality, is you don't say, oh, fun, you just do it. So save that you've built them. I don't think we do any of that right now. We need to go into the town, skip tutorial. We have create Explorer hut and center the camera there. We're just going to have the center the camera part. So now we won't create the Explorer hut, and we need to know that you created it so that we can save and load it. And as I mentioned, I don't think anything does this right now. Load, because we didn't even have this in the game, right? No, yeah, we don't have it. And what are we saving here? Just what hints you've purchased, that you've built this, and whether the sign should be showing. Okay, that's not too bad. Except for the sign showing bit. That's got to be somewhere. We don't save that anywhere. Yeah, I got to do that. Okay, let's go into Enchanter save data. And we're probably just going to save this. Which hints you've purchased is going to be a hash set, which I think means we need to construct this. Where's save data? Here it is. Yes, okay, so we'll save this as Explorer save data. All right, Explorer. So there's a hash set of hints that you've purchased. Where do we even keep track of hints you've purchased? I guess it's instance IDs for which you've purchased hints, which I don't call something as verbose as that. I don't remember what I named it though. Purchase hints instance IDs. Sure. And then what else? Show guidance label based on whether you've purchased a hint. Oh yeah, sure. That's when loading. I'll write that down. When loading, show that. Remember their banana software? Yeah. The weirdest name for any software. Voice meter banana. This is strange. All right, we don't need this. We need this to stick around. And what else? I think that's it for now. Let's save that and let's see where that brings us. And what did I save over? I don't remember. Start instance save data. Yeah, let's go take a look at that. Yeah, it's not bad software. It's definitely good. It's just strange naming, that's all. So here it is, load from save data, which means we must also have a save data thing up here. Weirdly enough, we don't. What gets this for us? Battle panel. Okay. Let's take this and put it in the Explorer. So you are going to be Explorer save data. New is going to take... Oh, I didn't think about this. This isn't saved here. This is stupid. This is stupid. Yeah, whoops. We just need a Boolean for whether we've built this thing. Yeah, I'm being dumb. All right, none of this needs to exist. There, and take this out of here. Yeah. Well, whatever. Okay. Here it is. So when we make a new one of these things, we just say instance map dot hints something. Yeah, that one. Easy, easy. Maybe store that in progression save data. I'm going to save it in the start instance save data because that's where the other two things that are incredibly similar go. And then when we load this thing from save data, we pass this in. We're going to do the exact same thing over here. We're going to clear the hint ID or the hint IDs. It should be a hash set. What is that? Yeah, it's a hash set. And then we're going to add in all of those for each instance ID. Save data dot hint stuff. I'm surprised this isn't auto-completing for me. Wonder if Copilot's broken. Oh, I meant the Boolean. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we go to town save data. We look in here to see where the progression stuff is. And yeah, there's going to be a public Boolean has built Explorer. By the way, I did no work over the weekend. I intended to do no work, but I thought it would be hard for me to stick to that. And this weekend, it was not that hard. I just spent Saturday being a potato, and it was quite nice. I think the moral of the story is everyone should roleplay as a potato every once in a while. I needed that time. And then yesterday, I started doing some productive stuff in my personal life, but just not for work. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on work hygiene a little bit more. The other thing, I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, I've wanted to write a book for a long time, and not for money or anything, just for fun. And I started one back in 2017, and I just never really made a ton of progress. I would say I got like maybe 30% of the way through over the course of about like 6 years of working on it. And I just thought about it, and I was like, man, if I worked at a traditional job, like a 9 to 5, I'd get done. I'd have some chores. I'd have some like people I want to see. I'd spend some time with my wife, and then I'd have some free time. And that's where writing a book would have to go, right? You don't write it while you're working on something else. So I thought about my current life, and I'm just like, I don't have the time to do this stuff, and there's no real way to slot it in with how things have been going lately. So I'm trying to carve that out, and not necessarily so that I can do any specific endeavor, just so I can have my life in order. Also, it's not like my life is going poorly or something. I just think about this stuff. Like, where am I spending my time? One of the other things I realized over the weekend is how many times I reach for my phone without having any intention in mind. And I think if you reach for your phone and you have an intention, like I'm getting a call or I need to text somebody or whatever, then that's totally fine. But how many times you reach for your phone and you're like, I don't know why I'm reaching for it, and I just want to be entertained in some way, and you just swipe between a bunch of different apps, and then you've wasted like half an hour. I just want to be more mindful about that stuff. What kind of book? So it was supposed to be a comedy slash adventure book, but everyone I had shown it to was like, it's a pretty good adventure book. I'm like, well, what about the comedy? They're like, comedy? What comedy? So I don't know. I still want to write a book in the style of like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like a lighthearted humor, and the plot doesn't really matter. And that's what that was intended to be, but people were like, the plot's actually not bad. So why don't you lean into that some more? So yeah, one day. Maybe muscle reflexes. Yeah, but it's not reflexes in the sense of like hit you on the knee and your leg extends. Like that's an actual reflex, right? This is more like it's like habituation, and you can break yourself of that habit as well. Just make a book, then create a game based on it. I think that would be cool too. I think the other way around would not be cool. I don't think I'd ever want to write a book based on Skeleseller. Maybe like a short story. Can't wait to buy it. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. The last thing I did that it's the only writing I think I've ever released was, is this here? Yeah, this link. I'll type that in chat if people want to get a direct link to it. And I like that. I think it's good writing. It's like 7 pages or something. I don't know. It's short. All right. So we save this. We do not load the progression data here. Yeah. So has built Explorer. Why is this not auto-completing? Something's wrong here. I'm gonna reload this. I don't want to have to write out lines of code. What is this, 1990? I want the computer to do it for me. There, yeah. It's not like that's hard to write. I don't, how many characters is that? 19? Save myself like 17 keystrokes there. Okay, so now when you load this, if you have built, where do we do this? Yeah, if you have built the Explorer, then create it. And then we load in the instance IDs. That needs to be done in the right order though. Where is that loaded? Menu, load from save data. Battle panel, here it is. Okay, so then the hints can be set up correctly. So there is no load for that. But what does that need to do? Pretty much nothing there. What about here? Also nothing. Wow, okay, so then that should just be done. So say that you built them as finished. When loading, show guidance label based on whether you purchased a hint. What is guidance label? In the hint shop? Okay, that makes sense. And then the only other thing we haven't done is this. Save whether you've lost a boss battle to know whether to show the sign. Where do we want to save that? We could save it in here. Yeah, like public. Oh, What just happened? Huh, that was strange. Public bool has lost boss battle. Okay, who keeps track of this? I think nothing. Somewhere there's a lost battle, and somewhere we call show explorer sign. Yeah, this gets done from an event over here somewhere. Here it is. On battle ended. If it's lost and it's elite, then do a thing. Yeah, so not only do we show the sign, but we need to save this somewhere. We don't have any save data associated with this, do we? No, we don't. All right, how do we do that? We need to store it somewhere. We could store it in signs. We could just store it as like, yeah, you've shown the sign already. I could check if the sign is visible. That's actually a good point. I could just do that. I don't need to store it anywhere. Yeah. Although this is probably a slightly more obvious way of doing things. Yeah, the question is just where I want to put this. And I think we can just show it here or put it here. Public bool has lost boss battle. Starts as false. We set it to true. Then in the town, when we make the game progression data, here it is. We store this off too. Has lost boss battle. This comes from signs. And then when we restore this, load from a save file. Somewhere here we do this. Signs.init. Here it is. Loaded from save. This won't know what to do because we don't pass in the save data. So let's pass in the save data. And then let's add in the parameter there. And then delete this because I don't want that. And here we say if save data dot lost boss battle. Oh, progression data dot lost boss battle. Then we show the explorer sign. I think this will work okay. Yeah, I think this will work okay. You know if the hut was built too? They don't though, because of how this thing works, I think. Because this checks if it's null. So I think we should be okay. But anyway, we're about to test it. So I think this will cover every scenario that we have. All right, we got like 4 different things we have to test. One is, what if you save without even having the sign showing? So we don't have the sign showing, we click save, we click load, and the sign is not showing. So first test case, done. Second test case, we show the sign, and then oh wait, no, that's not gonna mark that we've beaten a boss though, that we've lost to a boss. So if I were to save and load, this actually won't show the sign. Yeah, because that's a hack. So we need to not hack it. We need to go to a boss battle and lose it. So start battle, debug, speed up, lose battle. Now the sign should show. And now we save and load and it should still show. Perfect. Now let's build it and then save and then load and it should be built. But no hint should be unlocked. And now let's unlock a hint. So click this, save, load. We should see that exact same UI. No, we don't. So it's not showing the guidance hint. How is that possible? Hint purchase style? Hint shop? Guidance label. This is on ready. This isn't even added in though. Wait, what? What does this say? I don't even remember what text this is. I thought it was the thing at the bottom, but I don't know anymore. Hint shop. Guidance label. Purchase hints can be seen on the map by hovering over the location. Why do we only do this if in the on purchase thing? Huh. Yeah, that's just a mistake. Okay, I thought we were fine here. We are not. But it's okay. It's very easy to fix. I guess whenever you purchase this or when you load from a save file. Not even when you load from a save file. No, it's every time this is created. Hold on a second. I'm so confused. The dialog stays open. Okay, that's why. Yeah. So same thing over here. If you have, if town battle panel instance map dot hints dot count is greater than 0, then show this thing. All right, that should fix it. Let's try that out. Ooh. By the way, I don't know what comes after this. I think I had a couple of things written down after the Explorer Hut, and I don't know what's going to be appealing. I think we have to merge PRs. Yeah, that's for sure. But then what? I'm not totally sure. And maybe change my hint dialogue to use the dialogger. Yeah, autosave. I think it shouldn't be too bad. All right, so we click load, and we should see this dialogue set up correctly now. Yeah, perfect. Now we don't have the money, but if we had the money, this is your location's not found. Yeah, so we got to go do that. Beat next delete. We haven't even done that. Okay, let's win. Go back to this. Unlock another couple locations. We don't have the money. Give ourselves some money, and there we go. So now we should be able to click, yeah, buy for 30 gold. Because it knows we've unlocked this. So if we save and load, it should also still be unlockable. Perfect. Okay, cool. So the only thing I still have to test is that this works from the beginning now. So buy for 30 gold, location not found. Good. Good. Yeah, cool. All right, everything's working. In fact, I kind of wonder if we should fade in that tip. I don't care. Yeah, nice. All right, this wasn't too bad. We can go delete this file. And hopefully I didn't put it anywhere else. That's good. That's good. That's good. Don't check that in. Oh, we need to check in the other stuff. All right, maybe we just delete this stuff then. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's keep in the camera panning. I think that's fine. We'll just delete the Create Explorer HUD. Okay. Yep. Wait, something's wrong. Why? How did this get removed? Huh. All right, we'll need to try running this one more time. But I think everything's looking good. Yeah. Yep. 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 Should technically have this encapsulated in save data, but I don't care about that. All right, let's try running one more time. Yeah, my original plans for autosave, for those who didn't hear me say this, I was thinking of something like Breath of the Wild. The way Breath of the Wild works is you can manually save and manually load at any given time. And then it autosaves for you. This is how a lot of open world RPGs work. And then when you load, you can see like last autosave, and it'll give you some like time here. And then you can see all the manual saves. So manual save 1, manual save 2, manual save 3. The reason you might care about this for an open world game is because your actions actually have consequences. So maybe you fired a really powerful arrow and you shouldn't have done that. Maybe you died. Maybe you whatever else. Found something, didn't find something. In Skeleseller, there aren't really any choices you make that can stop you from making another choice. And this is baked into kind of everything we have. So for example, if you put a skill point in here and you're like, oh, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Just remove the skill point and put it in where you wanted it. And since you can do that with pretty much every decision in the game, there's no real reason why not to just auto-save over your save file. So there's the only thing you could kind of argue is you can spend your money on things. So this costs 50 gold. And if I spend my money there and then I'm like, oh, now I can't unlock this other upgrade that I want, maybe you'd be like, oh, let me load from a save file. So yeah, that's the only time. But it's not like you can't just get more money. It'll just take you a little bit longer. So I think that's the autosave behavior that we'll start with, is just it overwrites your save file. And if something bad happened, well, the only bad thing that we think can happen is, like I just said, you spent your money in a place you didn't really want to spend it. And then you'll just earn more money. You can always disable autosave. No, we're not going to do that. Save/load the Explorer HUT and hints unlocked. Yeah, not much else to say there. That's it. And I think that brings us to a close for the Explorer. This is done. This is done. This is done. This is done, which means the whole task is done. Wow. All right, let's sync it and merge it. Add the Explorer. Okay, what issue is this? 533. Closes 533. Great. All right, I do actually want to briefly look through the files here because this shouldn't be so gigantic. We added the Explorer HUT, the sign, the hint purchase dialogues. That's weird, but okay. The recycler lost autoplay. I remember that. I just doesn't really belong here. We added the hints, the gimmicks. We changed the UI for the instance map. We saved this stuff. This is all looking pretty straightforward so far. Yeah. Again, the reason I fly through this kind of review is because I wrote this code and reviewed every individual commit. So as a sort of proof by induction, if the only way to have gotten to this point is through reviews, then that means that we've already reviewed everything. So this is just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. I think this is looking good. As long as there are no surprises. Yep, nope, everything's good. Cool. Cool. Looks good to me. All right. Now there's one thing I probably should have done that I didn't do, but we're going to do it now, which is a .NET format. But if this finds anything, it's going to be like 2 lines somewhere. So I'm not super concerned about this. It takes a long time. What is the total running time of this? I thought it was like 10 seconds. It's 17. And it found nothing. Perfect. I knew all along it wouldn't find anything. That's why I didn't run it. All right, cool. Wow. Well, one more thing off the list. Where's the list? Where's the list? Make the Explorer. Goodbye. So yeah, I think autosave would be after emerging PRs. And then I don't want to do this one yet. I'm sick of working on hard stuff. I want to work on something easy for a little while. Consolidate all actionable things in the game. Yeah, this would be like, I got to figure out what the UI is going to look like. Hang on one second. Okay, hang on a second. My wife is calling me from the other room and she said she's in pain. I'll be right back. Apologies. Like I said, my wife is home and she had like a pain flare up and it was really bad. So I got her medication and um anyway, I hope everything's fine. But she's home, so I said, obviously let me know if you need anything. Yeah, so we're really off the PRs. I gotta do that. Okay, let's click these and make sure. Is there anything here? Fix the warnings or disable the rule? What did we have before? All right, I'll have to respond to this later. I'll write that down for Tuesday. Respond to analyzer's PR. Okay, refactor hiring dialogues to use the dialogger. This finishes 121. Yep. Add a way for dialog box to accept custom nodes. Nothing fancy, just a container. With that, I refactor the remaining guildmaster dialogues to use it. I think we can get rid of all the logic we have in tooltips to show tooltips in camera space. I wasn't sure about including this in PR. I don't know if we can do that because we do that for items. Also, I know my cameras block this, but I have two Godot mono icons in my, like, whatever this is, the app bar. I don't know why that happens. And clicking one of them opens the other one up. So it's not like two unique instances of Godot. Anyway, we do have tooltips in... Oh, I guess they don't allow you to zoom though. Okay, that's the camera space bit of this. Yeah, the dock. Yeah, as far as I understand, we're never going to take zoom into account for tooltips anymore. So yeah, we probably can get rid of that code. Okay. Let me write that down. Handle this comment. A couple things I wanted to add to finish polishing the dialogues, but I don't think I'll have time. Add titles to the dialogues with the name, like Guildmaster. Add portraits to the dialogues. We need to set up textures in dialogue portraits or use the generic one for now. Need to add the portrait to all the dialogue data. Okay, we should just file a task on this. In fact, let me just go file a task on this right now. Dialogue, polish. Oh wait, I can click edit and then just get the markdown. Okay, copy / pasting from 535, where Kevin said this originally. Yeah. There we go. All right, so when do we want to do this by? I don't think this matters for checkpoint 5. I think just a whenever kind of thing. And it's just a UI issue. All right, so that makes 539. RE polish, I filed 539. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. And let's go get 535 as well. GHPR checkout 535. And load this up. All right. I gotta merge in main as well, or rebase. Rebase. Okay, so first, let's take a look at the dialogue. Do you want to hire another adventurer? This one will cost you 75 gold. We click hire. And now it says choose an adventurer to hire. Okay. I think those are the only two dialogues that needed to be done. There is one other case that we can run into with this, which is when you're at max. Yeah. Custom content container not visible by default. Show in camera space. So nothing should be using this right now? The thing to look for is show in camera space. Yeah, it might be worth keeping that code somewhere handy. Because if we ever do want it again in the future, it'd be nice to not have to figure it out. I know it's going to be in Git. I wonder if we should just make a README that says, hey, if you ever need this in camera space, here's a link to the commit. So these two things were deleted. Where were they moved? I see. Into the states. I think that's okay. And then this should also have been in here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's keep reviewing. So dialog box now has the custom content container where we have add content, just takes in a control and an ID. And we set it and show this thing. Sounds good. Remove content. Interesting. Where's remove content called? Nowhere. Interesting. And I'm guessing it's because clear content was used instead. No, clear content also wasn't used. Wait a second, I'm not just being silly, right? No, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna write notes at least to myself and possibly come back to this. Neither clear content nor remove content is being called anywhere in the code. I generally don't like doing this. Having functions that we haven't used because we think we might use them. And I don't necessarily think it's a major problem. I just think it's one of those things where it's like you're not going to maintain code that's never being called. So a year in the future, the implementation we want might deviate from what we have. Yeah, add content's being called. I like this. I think this is clear enough. Roger, I can remove them. Oh, I don't mind. I mean, if this is my only comment, I'll probably just delete them and commit. I don't want to create a bunch of back and forth for very mechanical things. And by the way, in case it's not clear, the reason why I do sometimes create back and forth is either there's a task that I don't want to do, so it's like refactor this thing, or don't have the best context. Or there's a task I don't fully understand. Like, I don't know, what does this function do? A question, something like that. So yeah, I don't think we're in either of those states right now. I can just make the change. So now we have pay to hire first adventurer and then pay to hire adventurer. Okay, I forgot I split these up and I didn't test the other one. The only way to test the other one is to not skip the tutorial. There. So what this will do is it'll let us see the very first dialogue in the game. Looks like you need to hire an adventurer. I can find one for you if you'd like. It'll only cost you 20 gold. This could just use the dialogue data, right? First adventurer. Huh. Pay to hire adventurer is inheriting this now. Set get dialogue data. Yeah, this isn't custom content as far as I know. There's no add content call. Yeah. And it shouldn't be. I think this is totally fine. Okay, good. Good. So I click hire. And now we choose one to hire. This is using custom content. We eventually need to change this entire dialogue too, but yeah, that'll have to be done later. And now when I go to hire, oh yeah, right. Gotta finish the tutorial. Can we click them now? Yeah. Okay, so instead of okay, this should say maybe later. Close button text. So what we could do is we could have done it this way, I guess. and set this here to maybe later, and then delete this and this. Yeah. That's my bad copy pasting. No, that's fine. Yeah. All right. I think that's a little more in line with what we do for other dialogues. Okay, so spawn pay to hire dialogue. This is paid to hire adventurer, which we presumably had over here somewhere. Is there a way to just show the entire file? Okay. Well, I got there in the end. No, we didn't have this before. Wait, unpaid for adventure? Am I just... Yeah, I'm just being dense. Okay, where was this? I should have just clicked find at the beginning. Yeah, there it is. All right, now paid to hire adventurer is on line 71 of Guildmaster. Where are you called? I see. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Looks good. That's presumably what the dialogue used to do. Pay to hire adventurer dialogue. Oh, drat. Did I just close that? I did. Where did it go? I don't even know. Oh, whatever. I wanted to go to this pay to hire adventurer dialogue. This used to have to call entity dot something, right? No, it had listeners for this. And the listeners must have been in the Guildmaster then. Yep, it was. Okay, yep, that's fine. I'm just making sure that this is like sensible, and I think it is sensible. So let's track this from the beginning. If we were new to the code base, we'd look at this and we'd see pay to hire first adventurer. This inherits from this. It's not a dismissible dialogue, and that's the only change that we have. It is a game state. We have the dialogue here. We keep track of whether money changed so that we can show a button getting enabled. Yes. Looks good. The dialogue stuff is all the same. Paid to hire. Always transition to standby. That's fine too. Yeah. I think this is good. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. Now, what do we use the town for? Getting the event, I guess. Wait a sec. This isn't ready. Because we store this right here. Hire adventurer. Yeah. Well, what do we use this one for? To set the dialogue. Okay. Yeah. And to get the tooltip. I think we're good there. Disable until player selects a character. Gonna add a tiny little the in there. Dialogue option pressed. If it's not equal to higher or the party section is null. Hire adventurer. The party section can be null, I guess, if you don't have any adventurers presented to you. But then it wouldn't be the higher option that you're given, is it? Let's take a look. No, I don't think that could be the case. Huh. Party section equals null if it's dismissed. No, it's always set. Why is this here? Party section is null. Oh, in case you click multiple times? Ooh. I don't think this should be a problem though. Let me try deleting this and just run it and see what happens. Yeah, I want to see what goes on here. The last else also needs a maybe later, so either way is the same. for whatever I had changed. That was me avoiding the exclamation mark. I see. Oh, yeah. You're right. In fact, maybe we should just set it in all of these cases and not have this here. Because 2 cases use one label and 2 cases use a different label. Yeah. These will eventually be localized anyway, so we'll just have a string ID there. All right. So how do we test this? Unnecessary assignment of a value to text and pay to hire adventure. Why? Because we now have, yeah. We set the text no matter what. And I might as well move this closer to here. So I think the getting around an exclamation mark is something that maybe this isn't worth doing. But I do think this is slightly confusing to have the is null here instead of the exclamation mark. I'm not sure, actually. No, I think it's not worth me changing this. I was just concerned it'll be slightly confusing, but we'll probably just never touch this code again. Yeah. And it's technically safer to do things this way just in case it ever could be null somehow. All right, yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's keep looking. Can only be dismissed when we hire an adventurer. That's not true. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Oh, the higher one can be. Yeah, that's true. But that is probably something we should change in the future. So on dialogue dismissed is only if you have a selection. Does it start with a selection? I don't recall. It doesn't, but the button isn't enabled until you select something. Yeah, hang on one second. All right, again, sorry for the interruptions of the stream. I'm gonna get back to working on this. I know it's still somewhat quiet because reviewing PR is hard to vocalize everything that I'm thinking as I'm talking about this stuff. This is fine. This is just setting up the dialogue. Hire first adventurer. Hire adventurer dialogue. Interesting. We need to transition to a different state, and we do that here. All right. I think this stuff was sensible to begin with, too. It just resulted in us having the dialogues in camera space, which everybody complained about. And it makes sense. I think there are very few things you'd want in camera space. If there's some in-world UI, like for example, there's a computer in your game and on the monitor you can see a button, then yeah, that makes sense to show you in the camera space. But otherwise, I think especially for accessibility reasons, it makes sense for you to always allow the UI to be resized and be visible. And we'll have those options now. All right, that looks good. Yeah, nice. Okay, I think this is pretty reasonable. Hey, Schwartz. So we're going to check in a few things here. Not this. This was one thing. Add the to a comment. This isn't really an important change. This one was just change the close button text. Yeah, so now it says maybe later. And then the final thing is the comment that I had up here, which was in dialog box. Add content, you can remove the ID thing too. Oh, because this was only used in order to fetch it again later. And now we don't fetch it again. Yeah, I think it's worth deleting this stuff. Yeah, I think it's worth deleting this. So now we don't need a string there. Add content was only called in one place anyway, and it didn't use the string. So yeah, remove and clear content. Maybe I'll just say that here. If you ever want to be able to remove this specific content, see the original PR for an implementation. Wait, no, how would we do that? We need to, that's not how we would do this. We need a link to the commit. Yeah. Lifebeard, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a month. You can also queue free it, so it's not a big deal. Oh, that's true. In fact, I don't know if I should. Yeah. Just call queue free on it. Or see the original PR for an implementation. I don't think I can even link to this. I don't know how this works. I think Kevin would need to add everyone who's ever added as a collaborator on this Skeleseller one. I'll just leave the original. I'll leave this text. Just call Q free on it. I think it's fine. Plus, it's not like we couldn't figure it out again if we needed to. Okay. Remove unused functions. Okay, so now we push these back to the Kevin remote. And we go merge it, which we can't do because we need to rebase, and I forgot to do that. Whoops. Yep, conflict, that's fine. If you link to your own commit, it may work. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. I still don't even think that's probably important. All right, so git pull origin rebase. It's going to be a problem on that one file. Wait, what? It's just the UID? It looks like this was deleted. It was deleted. Well, why is this like the weirdest view? I I've never seen this before. I think I just clicked the plus. It was deleted by them and modified by us. Delete. Wait, right? I don't know. God, it's confusing. I'm pretty sure it was deleted. Pay to hire adventurer dialogue.cs. Yeah, it was deleted. So continue. And then sync, which is going to fail, right? Yeah. So now git push Kevin dialogue custom content force. Oh, okay. Let's try running it one more time. What's your go-to Christmas meal? I don't have a go-to. Yeah, I don't have a go-to. But I think the closest is something like spaghetti and meatballs or rigatoni. I'm not sure. Yeah. What about you? Who cares? What's your go-to Christmas meal? Yeah, if it's the season, then it's not a meal, it's a drink, and it's eggnog. Eggnog is so good. Also, Christmas cookies. Oh, wow. That's quite the go-to. If I type Christmas cookies into Bing, which cookies does it choose to show me? Sugar cookies? It's a decent selection. But yes, I'd say it's mostly sugar cookies, it seems like. What's going on with these gingerbread men's eyes? They're horrific. I think that's why you do the eyes in frosting and not in chocolate. It's terrifying. Um, this built, right? Yeah, and this works. Cool. Okay, we're gonna go merge that. Can I just delete this? How do I do that? Abandon review. All right. Squash and merge. Hey, Matalem. Egg roll stuffing. So they're egg rolls and then egg rolls inside of something else? This person likes their egg rolls. All right, so I know that. Maybe change my hint dialogue to use the dialoguer. I think this is like post-break stuff for sure. Like I said, I'm sorry for the interruptions this morning. I know it's not typical for me to just kind of randomly take off. I'm going to take a proper break. Then we're going to come back and we're going to finish this stuff. And then probably work on autosave and maybe try to do something that's a little bit more fun. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, everyone wants to play. Type join in Twitch chat and then J and a number. You should be good. I'll be back in a few minutes. close the game. Oh yeah, you can change. I just closed it, but you can change your look with I think the choice command or something. I don't remember how you do it. Ah, here it is. Yeah, type char and then a number from 1 to 18, and you can change it to one of these. Like, what are there? 2 variations, 4 variations basically, and then just skin color changes. I don't know. Anyway, those sprites, yeah. You can't do it on the end screen though. You need to do it at the beginning before the game is actually over. Starting to count down nice and early this time. 4:20. Do you think we'll make it to that? I don't even think we'll make it to that. We started in April and it's day what, 93? And it's currently the 16th of December. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna go for like 3 times the length of this for Skeleseller. All right, hint dialogue using the dialoguer. Let's go merge back to this. Oh, also we should probably run .NET format again. Well, Tells, I just want you to have realistic goals here. Don't want to let you down. This is the 17-second long process. Is it done? It is done. And it didn't find anything. Okay, hint shop. So the hint shop is currently showing up in world space, and we want it to show up in screen space. So I've got to do what the higher adventurer state does. Dialog to add content. Yeah. All right. Oh man, if I were to just stream straight every single day, how many years would that be? 115 years. Yeah, I know. I know it's not exactly that because I should have done like 365.25 for leap years, but yeah, 115 years. Wow, that's interesting. Do you see that? It actually says Command I to continue with Copilot. It's neat that it puts that in. Oh, and you can just click it. Wow. Where are numbers on that keyboard? I have to hold this key and then all of these turn into numbers. So it's like having a numpad, which is pretty nice. And I have plus and minus and slash and whatever else, and typical calculation stuff. That's generally how this keyboard works with everything, by the way, is that every key is like 4 different keys, 4 different functions. But that way there's almost no hand movement, which is pretty nice. All right, so what we need to do is we need to look at hint shop dialog and higher adventurer and get them to mostly match. So when you enter this state, there's a show dialog, and this will call set dialog on data like this, and the content just needs to be filled out. Shift I on Windows. That's it? Shift I? Is it because you use Vim key bindings? Because I was going to say that would just type a capital I for me. All right, let's just copy paste this over here. Yeah, let's see how this goes. So what does this say? We should probably take a picture of what the dialogue looks like before we do anything. Yeah, let's go do that. Show all signs, click this, build, take a picture of this. Choose an adventure to hire, yeah. All right, hint shop, TSCN. We have a hey there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We're going to put this over here. Yeah, every once in a while it doesn't do what I expect. And then what are the options for this? Close, that's it? There basically is no option. And is dismissible is true. Oh, control I got you. Okay, yeah. I was going to say it would be kind of interesting if you did use Vim key bindings and then you, I don't know how much you open up in terms of keyboard shortcuts by doing that. But I guess as long as it's 2 keys, it doesn't really matter either way. Like the enchanter, but specifically for elites, but with the consumable being gold itself. I'm not sure how facetious you're being, but the way that the explorer works is they just give you hints on how to beat a particular boss. So you'll buy it and then it'll show you on the world map. So take a look at this. We've got the new portal dialogue and everything, so we can augment the portal, and we don't have the money. And now here it says the ogre dwells here. The ogre doesn't have any special abilities. They're just really strong. If you're having trouble defeating it, consider purchasing a hint from the explorer. So unfortunately, there's no great hint for this, but we click buy anyway. And then we go back to that. And now it says hint, try using your strongest party. There's just not much else to say. So that's the explorer, or that's the ogre. For the dragon, there actually is a decent hint for that one. So we can buy that one. And then the hint for this is try not using a summoner because their summons are only going to get burned to a crisp. I only saw that I can help with elites. Yeah. So it's just a hint system. Part of the reason for this is because we've had people say over and over that like, oh, that's a bug. Where did I launch this from? Huh. Is this another UID problem? Yeah. Yeah. What's causing this then? Maybe hitting grant most things when we already have. No, it's show all signs and then grant most things. I think that's what did it. It's 2 debug functions, so it's probably not worth fixing. But yes, that is what caused this. All right, minor bug, click show all signs and then grant most things. The enchanter will be built and also have its sign showing. All right. Not all players want to go through the grind of permutations. It might get stuck. Yeah, there's a tough thing here of how much is enough to tell somebody. Like it says, if you're having, oh, whoops. Well, anyway, the hint for this one was like, don't use a summoner. You might still have problems with that. So at some point, what we probably need to do is like start nudging you toward the tavern, because your skill loadout is going to matter too. But at least with the tavern, you can get stats, and they're just permanent. So if you're struggling with any boss, you can eventually beat them with probably any party loadout by just doing enough quests. That might not always be true. Maybe there's like a boss that insta kills your characters and you need a dodge chance, and this isn't going to increase your dodge chance. Although even then, you could probably just kill them before they insta kill you if you do like a million quests. Someone out there is going to do a million quests. All right, so we get the dialogue data. Now what? Now we keep track of the dialogue. Maybe we'll call it dialogue box. Yeah, rookie numbers. I will do 1 billion quests. So, all right, this is a little strange. I have a dialogue here. This is actually just dialogue content now. Because eventually what I want to do is I want to set the content to be this thing, but this thing isn't going to contain the dialogue box. So yeah, this is a little bit weird. Dodge chance was king when I was pushing high level bosses. The only way I could kill level 6 or 7 is rogue dodging the club, one tapping them. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be changed as well. They're not going to just do like a billion damage. Anyway, the fallback plan, instead of just giving hints, was to show you extended stats. So you'd be able to see something like, oh, my rogue dodged 7 attacks and used quick strike 50 times. And I just thought, I don't know. I don't think people are going to like doing that. It is a way to figure out if you're doing better, but it's not a fun way. Yeah, I think we should move this. I don't think this is super important to do right now. Yeah. The issue is that hint what's it called? Hint shop dialog. Right now is the dialog itself. We want dialog box to be the dialog, and for hint shop dialog to provide the content for it. Yeah, so higher adventure is just a state and it has a dialogue. We need hint shop dialogue to, I don't know, just be the thing that sets this stuff up. I just don't feel like making this change right now. What spawns this? Because the way we could do this is pass this over to the owner. Yeah, the explorer could do it. And I think that's probably how this should work. Want dialog box to be the dialogue and for explorer to be the owner. So it's probably going to contain a lot of the code that's currently in hint shop dialog. Maybe make a hint shop dialog creator or something. Not really important. I think I want to do this tomorrow. All right, handle this comment. I think we can get rid of the logic and tooltip to show them in world space. Yeah, let's revert this. Tooltip, camera, space. So is this used anywhere? Nope. We have a position in camera space. So how does this work? Get the camera rectangle, and then clamp to camera. Clamp to camera is probably not even used anymore, is it? Nope. All right, I want to write this somewhere, and I don't know where. Probably in a markdown file somewhere, using shaders, bug workarounds. Yeah. Rendering in camera space. Okay, so I just want a more obvious place to archive code that puts tooltips in camera coordinates in case we ever want something like this again. The code. The code is currently in tooltip. Yeah. So this is what? Show in camera space. And it's a Boolean. All right, there's that. And then where is it used? Show in camera space. Position tooltip in camera space. So this code from here to here. Position in camera space. And then the last thing we had was the clamp to camera function, but that's not even doing anything interesting. But we might as well include that too. So what is that? Screen positioner? Yeah. And I will copy all of this. Clamp to camera. All right, that's it. So now if we preview this, it's just 3 different links. These are links, click them. I think it'll be more obvious on GitHub maybe, but it's definitely not obvious here. You have to hover over them to see that. So there's show in camera space. This is position in camera space. And this is clamp to camera. Yeah. This is just an alias for clamp to screen. Good, cool. All right, then we got this. So all of this can be deleted now. Goodbye. 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 And delete this. And it should build. So YouTube made a change that I haven't really looked into too much yet, but there's now some like AI content creator thing. Can I show this somewhere? Where even is this? Huh, maybe I don't know where it is. Okay, well, never mind. Anyway, they have some way of being like, hey, running out of video ideas? Here are some ideas we've had AI generate for you based on your content. I just don't know where this UI is. Oh, there it is. Brainstorming buddy. Okay, so what's it going to do for my channel? Ideas for you. It even generates like AI pictures for your thumbnails. Oh, it tells you based on the interest? Oh, maybe this is based on my historical data here. Build your own corn keyboard, a detailed guide. Best tools for game development based on my experience. My favorite productivity apps beyond VS Code. How to choose the right notation. The future of game development, my predictions. There's low interest in that one. Anyway, I do think this is kind of cool. And it's writing the titles like you would write a YouTube video. You'd make a YouTube video. And what is going on with that keyboard in here? Wow, that's quite the keyboard. I like the Play-Doh buttons they have at the upper left. Man. There's like faders on here, not faders, knobs. And they just turn into buttons. Hey, your name? Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it's a cool idea. And if people use this and they end up making better videos or something, then great. I think it helps creators maybe slightly. And it obviously helps YouTube if people are making more content. So nothing should have been using any of this code. We can just close out of this stuff. Okay. Remove unused camera space code. Yep. All right. That was that. All right, autosave. I guess we should probably do that. Didn't have enough uninspired content. If it gets views, that's all they care about. We should probably do this task. So automatically save every so often. I wrote these are separate slots from the main save slot. I don't think we're going to do that though. Modify the loading screen so it shows autosave separately. I don't think we're going to do that. Consider taking autosave right before quitting. If we can do this, we probably should. Once this is done, we should almost certainly remove the save game button completely. People shouldn't be able to overwrite their save file with less progress. When the game crashes, we should probably let the user know that their save data was auto-recovered when they reload the game. Some of this stuff is good. Honestly, I'm just not feeling it today, and will probably only work this morning. And like I said, my wife is in pain, and I want to make sure that I'm spending time with her and making sure she has what she needs. So yeah, I'll probably stream for another hour and a half or so. All right, anyway, this task is going to change. So these were the old tasks. So new tasks. Ski had a good suggestion, which is largely that this task isn't worth spending a bunch of time on. I mean, he had a full message somewhere. Yeah. So the tasks are going to be automatically save every so often. I think it's potentially worth keeping around some old save files in case there's ever a problem with this system. But even that isn't necessary. And we'd have to pick which one to load from. So I think let's just not make this too complicated. Also, autosave is issue number 14. We made this pretty early on. And then this is still worth doing, I think. Can we detect that the user didn't initiate a close? And this would be nice to do, just as a user confidence kind of thing. Let's assume nothing will go wrong. Well, it's more that, like, is it worth coding a system that works around something that doesn't affect anyone? Or how often does it affect someone? I'm not sure. Arcane Water, thanks for subbing. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I suppose that depending on how a file is written, it's possible that the game crashes like right as it's writing a file. But then we would need some logic to try loading from different files. And yeah, I think the easiest thing we could do is after we've saved, copy paste your old save file to just somewhere else. I think that's worth doing. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. After saving successfully, maybe copy the file on disk so that there's a backup. That way, if anything goes wrong, the player could always manually load from the backup. But then if they don't manually load from it and they start a new file, then they're going to overwrite their new save data. Maybe what we should do is generate an ID at the beginning of every game, and the ID is just a random number from like 1 to 1,000. Or it could be a UUID. I guess that makes a lot more sense. Anyway, it's a UUID, and we just append that to the save file. And that way, every game that you start has the same UUID the whole time. And when you start a new game, you get a new UUID. I think that's pretty good. We should probably generate a UUID for the save file so that a new game won't overwrite your old save file. And these will just accumulate on disk. If you started like 20 saves, you will have these 20 backups and you won't even know that they're there, but they're very small files. And even once the game is done, I don't think they're going to be very large files. So let's take a look at how big they are right now. 3 kilobytes. So let's say this went up to 3 megabytes and we saved like 20 of these, then fine. Yeah, it took 60 megabytes on disk. I'm just not concerned right now about that. This is the kind of thing where if someone's like, oh my God, look, Skeleseller is using 60 megabytes, then fine, we code the feature a little better. But otherwise, it shouldn't make much of a difference. And it's not 3 megabytes. So yeah, shouldn't be a big deal. And even if it were, we could compress it and it then definitely wouldn't be 3. All right, so automatically save every so often. Let's go start with that. Let's sync this first. Git checkout -b autosave. Yeah, remove white space. Or like I said, just compression. And Darkstorm already did that work if we wanted to use it. So let's start with the first thing. Every so often we save. We need to make sure that we're not saving already. I guess it could just be the same thing we do when we click the save button. So there should be a pressed here. There it is. It goes to save. It calls on save. This goes into the town, which listens for this, gamesaver.save, which should make sure that we're not loading at the time. It doesn't do that. I'm kind of surprised about. Yeah. If is loading, return. Okay, so if we just call this function every time, every like minute or something, then I think we should be fine. Oh, there are cases when you're not allowed to save and the menu stops you, but the game saver won't know. We set save disabled. Here it is. Where do we do this? We do it on the in-game menu. We could just do it on the game saver instead. Yeah. Well, we need to do it in both. Yeah, okay, fine. Then let's do that. Public static bool is saving disabled. Game saver, set that to disabled as well. And then what does that start as? Save button not disabled. That's the only place this is set. What does this start as? It starts as true, and then other things set it to false. Okay, so if you're loading or if saving is disabled, then just return. And then when we kick this thing off, which we don't do anywhere, but the town can have like an autosaver or something. Actually, the in-game menu could be that autosaver. And the in-game menu then wouldn't even need to put this into the save thing. You could just check directly. Yeah, I think it's fine. All right, let's delete this then. Okay, so we need a timer. Something like this. We'll call it the autosave timer. Now, how do people generally write out autosave? As one word, as a hyphenated word? Oh, just one word. Okay. Hey, handy with paper and pen. Happy Monday. How you doing? Okay, we're gonna do all this stuff. Set up autosave timer. And do that. Yep. All right, this is going to be called the auto save timer. It's going to be every minute. Is that too often? How often does Breath of the Wild save? Oh, that's probably a more intense save process. Save frequency. Area transitions and loading. Interesting. I was working on my little game in Godot. What are you both working on? What are your games? So interesting. The reason why they do it during transitions and loading is because it is disk access and it's already stopping you from doing anything else. Yeah, I think every 5 minutes is probably fine. So private constant auto save. Did not mean to press that. Auto save frequency in seconds equals, or well, let's get rid of the in seconds and just put it as a comment. Auto save, private void auto save. Okay, so if save button, oh, if it's disabled though, it's not gonna, oh, but that's in the tutorial, so that doesn't matter. So if it's disabled, then return, otherwise just call save. Farming automation game, Farmtorio. Did we talk about Rusty's retirement when you were here? Did we? No, I don't think so. Have you seen Rusty's retirement? Making a Twitch chat game. Users join a battle to fight mobs. Oh, nice. Yeah. Is it cooperative? Because it sounds cooperative. I haven't played Rusty's retirement. I don't know how close to something like Factorio it is, but it's an idle game. And it's like an automated Farmville, I think. Or Farmville, what am I talking about? Stardew Valley. It doesn't matter. Some farming game. They're all farming games. All right, that's it. I think we're done. We autosave now. So let's try having this run once every second and see if it's obvious, or once every 5 seconds. I don't actually want it to run this often, but I still want to see what happens. I think saving is enabled after the tutorial. Yeah. So we should just see it printing out all the time, right? Yeah, so what I want to do is well, let's make sure it prints a second time. Yeah, good. Okay, I want to just kind of use the game and see if we notice anything when it's saving, like dragging the camera around. Okay, that's annoying. So we need to stop that from happening. But other than that, it's probably not obvious that it's even saving. Now, granted, I should probably have unlocked everything and have tons of things going on here. So let's unlock some of that stuff. Click this, grant a bunch of items. And then, yeah, still not apparent. And that's once every 5 seconds. So now all we need to do is stop it from saying that it's saved all the time, which I don't think we have an easy way of doing that because this comes from somewhere else. So we need to pass in a Boolean and then have this thing know. This says create floating UI text. Yeah, I only want that to happen when you manually save. Bool show success message. Or rather, show message on success is going to be true by default. Actually, let's not even have it be true by default. Let's pass it in, I think. I think it's fine to have every 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess that would indicate to you that it's saving. I just think it'd get a little bit annoying because it lasts for a decent amount of time on screen, right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 seconds that lasts for. Bit different with actual convey. I got you. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. Nice. Other people are working on their own games. I guess we could try it and see how it feels. But I do kind of feel like auto saving should probably just be totally hidden from the user. The only thing I could think of showing it would be that it gives you confidence that you know your progress is getting saved. So then we don't need to communicate when the game crashes that like, oh, hey, we auto saved your data. But then every 5 minutes could be frustrating. Give it that scale extension. Yeah, I think it'd be distracting. It showed up 12 times per hour. If it were less in your face, but this is using the system that's intended to be in your face. And I think it'll decrease how much people are paying attention to this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of this. All right, so only if this is show message on success. I still wanted to print out autosave. Maybe I'll just have this here, is autosave. So if it's not an autosave, how about this? Let's print out autosaved the game. Else do this stuff. There. I don't even really want this. This is before we've tried saving though. Auto saving. Yeah. Okay, something like that. Could find a free save icon and blinking in a corner like typical small autosave indicators. Yeah, I think we can. I don't think I want to spend a lot of time on this feature. Like just getting it to save to disk, I think is good. And now, by the way, if we were to quit this, so we've got some items in our, oh, let's just take a picture. We'll take a picture of this. We will exit the game. And now we need to modify everywhere we call this. This is autosave. Is that what I called this thing too? Is autosave, yeah. Okay, now on save needs to be different. This is going to be a bool. This is invoked here with false. And it's invoked here with true. And that should work. Oh, and then, well, whatever. Drat. It's going to autosave on top of what I wanted. Ooh, that's not going to be good. We just got to close that as soon as it pops up. Whoops. No, 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 no. Did it save? I don't know. Whatever. Let's set this to 300. Let's try loading again. A spinning skull in the corner. People be like, I see a skull icon appear every once in a while, but it goes away almost immediately. Am I going crazy? But if I load, we shouldn't have overwritten the save file yet. Yeah, good. So everything is still set up correctly. And the adventurers all pop in from the same location, so now they're going to like split here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. Let's try it again. We'll set this to 5 seconds, and we'll make sure that it's just printing, but not showing the notification on screen. But when you save manually, it should show the notification on screen. We also might want to change the exit button to something like save and exit to make it clearer that there's no way to exit without saving your progress. So it should, yeah, it shouldn't pop up anything. But now if I hit load, it's going to load from this file. Yeah, which is a little strange, but so we should see this auto-saving file to this, save the game. Yep. Now if we manually save, it does pop that up and it should say saving the game. Yep. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that's the feature. Let's take a look at the exit button. What does it say? Quit? Should it say save and quit? Well, another thing we could do is this could say save game, and then in parentheses it could say last saved, 2 minutes ago. And that way when you go to click this, you're like, oh, it's auto-saving for me. I don't know. We need to make it clear that there is an autosave. I'm not sure how we want to do that, but this is done. Yeah, this is done. Let's check that in. Yeah, this is pretty easy to do. Okay. Add autosave system. This happens once every 5 minutes. Yep, that's it. That's it. Handy with paper and pen, thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate it. I feel bad because it feels like a low energy day. I've already said I'm probably not going to stream in the afternoon, and that's after taking the whole weekend off. I'm just somewhat out of it for some reason. I'm not totally sure why. Yesterday, I slept in and took a nap in the afternoon, and I wonder, am I getting sick or something? What's going on? I don't feel it, and cognitively, I don't feel it either. I feel it from a motivation perspective. Holidays are stressful. I don't feel stressed out exactly. Here's what I think has happened. I think I just worked too much in the last few weeks because I was really pushing to make sure we're in a good state. And I think we are in a good state now. And when I look at what are the hard things we have left to do, it's like autosave, which we're working on. We'll probably get done in the next hour. And then this, and then everything else. It's not necessarily easy, but it's not something I consider like, oh my God, this is so difficult. We'll never be able to get this done. If we just look at the issues that remain for checkpoint 5, there are a lot of little things. Like this is going to take like 5 minutes. Why is this even open? I think this shouldn't even be open. This finishes, oh, I see, yeah, so this should be closed. Okay. This closed this issue. Thanks for all the hard work, Kevin. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so there, now we have one issue less for this. Create the autosave system we're working on. This might actually be a little bit tough. Prevent auto unlocking areas after beating elites. Address how, yeah. I looked through all this already. I don't think any of this is too crazy. The hardest one for sure is going to be this, balance for checkpoint 5. And I've got some tools for working on this. It's mostly just time consuming though. Yeah, good job, Kevin, indeed. And we'll probably just blitz through some of these in the next couple weeks. Then I've got a bunch of user research I want to do. And I've got a bunch of people who signed up and actually just asked me about it on Friday. Yeah. Interesting. I got feedback from someone in checkpoint 4. Who was it? Oh God, this is bad. I should definitely know who this was. Oh wait, I have it written right there. I just have it written in the wrong order. That's why. Okay. Excuse me. All right. All right, so next, after saving successfully, maybe copy the file on disk so there's a backup. So I want the save data to contain a UUID. Does C# have built-in UUID support? It probably does. I think they call them GUIDs. Generating UUIDs, yeah, GUID.new GUID. All right, let's go to a C# playground and try that out. Should be very, very simple. Comes from system even. That's great. We already have system being used. Let's switch to .NET 4. Or .NET 9, I guess. And then just do this plus this. Run. Easy. It's exactly how I would expect this to work. And I'm assuming they can serialize as well, but we should probably look that up. Can they be serialized? Serialize. I'm just going to try it. I can't imagine this doesn't just work the way I expect it to work by default. Okay, so where do we put this? We should put it wherever we have the version information because it's like meta information about the save. Actually, I don't see version information here. Save version. Game saver stores it. Version data. Oh, it's in its own. What? Where is it? Where is this used? What? I'm a little bit confused. Hang on a second. We have a version in here. Yeah. Save version. Where do we put this? Oh, it's directly in all save data. I didn't even realize we had this separately. Okay. Serialized as a string. Yeah, as long as it gets deserialized back into a GUID, we should be fine. I think we should put this at this level. So public GUID. Just GUID. I don't know. We don't need to name this anything special. Identifier GUID contains the type name. Seriously. All right, save ID. And I want to write a comment for what this is. This is used to identify like an entire gameplay session, I guess. I guess this remains constant for a given new game. It's used to identify save files from that specific town. Yeah. This is for the sake of our autosave system. Okay. So that we can have backups that don't just get overwritten when you start a new game. And there's not going to be any, playthrough. That's what I was looking for. Oh, man. Okay. So this is just an ID that's uniquely created. And it's when we make all save data. So when we load from... How is this going to work? I don't know how this is going to work. I can't think about this for some reason. It's going to make it as soon as it's in memory, and then it's going to get persisted to disk. And hopefully it just works when we reload the game, I guess. So I hit save, and now we look at our save data. We should see an ID. Yeah. So let's remember this part, DEA7. Let's close out everything else. And now what I do is I load, I guess I quit, I load, and I save, and we should see DEA7 there. I load, and then I save. No, it changed. Yeah. So that's what we need to avoid. And I didn't, hang on a second. I didn't make this. Yeah, it's still 5 minutes. All right. So we need that when you load this, it gets loaded in the right spot, and I didn't do that. Load from JSON save data. Where do we load the version in? This is only called after deserializing. So I think the deserializer is broken. I don't have any idea. Hey, virus. Yeah, it has been a while. You were last here in March. And in March, I was probably working on Idle Descendants, which was the predecessor of this game. That game ended up showing us that we can't just have a battle system. Wait, really? The GitHub doesn't oh, the code is private because I plan on monetizing it. All right, well anyway, it ended up on itch over here. And it was just a web game people could play, but it was just a prototype. We spent 3 weeks on it. And it was a slightly different game too. So you could manually move around in the world, and then you get into battles and you chose your attacks you'd use. Anyway, that's what this all started as. And now that's very different. Well, another game. I mean, that was, like I said, the predecessor of this. So it evolved into this game. We have the same general battle system. The battles take place automatically, which is what the other game eventually got to. And the big difference with this is that now there is this whole town system. So when you win a battle, you'll see some potions pop out of this portal, and your character will go grab it and bring it to your shop. And then these customers walking around will go buy it. You'll earn money. So this one will hopefully get there first, so you can see the tip system. You got some extra money. And then, yeah, you can build out your town. You can upgrade your adventurers. So it's really shaping up to be like a full game. I think it's looking good. We got a lot of different systems. All right, so where do we load this version? Because we load this from a save file too, so we should just be able to find where that is, right? Well, I don't know what's going on right now. Did I not even commit this? Oh, I didn't. Oh man. I'm just not paying attention to anything, am I? There. All right, so yeah, where's version used? Do we ever load this? It's saying that this isn't used anywhere. And I don't know how that's possible. I'm gonna reload this one more time. Yeah, actually we're doing pretty well. We're doing, yeah, doing well on wish list. Let me see what the up-to-date number is. Wish list count. We are up to 357 wish lists. Sorry, there are two different numbers on this. And there is a breakdown. There are 257 that are unspecified, then 96 on Windows, 5 on Mac, and 4 on Linux. And you might be like, why don't these numbers add up? It's because 5 people deleted it from their wish list. I'm assuming that means that it was, you know, some collection of these, probably like 4 Windows users and a Linux user, or 5 Windows users. Does it help if you actually can't buy the game? Yeah. It does. At the very least, it puts it on your radar for when the game is for sale. And at best, and I don't know for sure how this works, but Steam can use it as a signal for whatever algorithm they use for pushing games on people. And if I were Valve and I saw a game got like 5 million wish lists and they looked legitimate, I probably would be like, This game seems to be widely desirable. I should probably put it on the front page or something. I'm not saying that they have a manual process for doing that, although maybe they do. Just that it's another signal of if a game is going to succeed or not. Yeah, I'm a little confused here. I don't know why this isn't showing up anywhere. And we do use this, right? If I just search for .version, it's in version data. Oh, wait a second. We don't use that information. Yeah, that doesn't need to exist at all. It's this one that gets used. Oh my God. This is like extra confusing. Yeah, this is extra confusing. I'm baffled right now. Absolutely baffled. Something weird is going on. Yeah, something weird is going on. We're saving the version, but then we try loading it. Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. I get what's going on. All right, we need some comments here because I don't think this is very clear. We try loading just the version, which is why we load it this way. Because we're deserializing all of the yeah, I see what's going on. All right. So this is the smallest subset of a full save file that represents just a saved version. I.e., we try reading the player's save data and reject everything that isn't just this one piece of information. That way we can see if there's a version mismatch. It's 0 to 1 games per year. It's like food or entertainment. Wish listing is free, so I'll do that. Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate it. It does help out. And if you stumble upon the game a year from now and you're like, I'd like to get it, but it's too expensive or something, then send me a message. I don't think it's going to be very expensive. And there's only going to be one. It's a one-time purchase. So there are no microtransactions or anything planned. So I think it's a fair value proposition. It's not like a game where you start playing and 10 minutes in, you're having a ton of fun. And then an hour in, you hit a brick wall and you're like, I guess I need to spend money or I need to watch ads or something. It's not going to be like that. Okay, so this version is never specifically used because it's used through this. And then when we make a new save thing, we load it through here. So wasn't that a problem? Huh. I guess I'm just confused why this isn't working the same way. Or maybe there is a problem here. Maybe we load this and see that it's, let's say we had this set to 5. Actually, that's a good test. Let's do that. Okay, so we have a save file. Its version is set to 5. I'm going to try to hit load. It might just be a not equals check that we have here. It is, so never mind. All right, what I should check is if it's less than, or just delete this file, delete this check. Because where else does this exist? In local settings. Yeah, so if I delete this one and I try loading this, it should still be set to 5 after I save it. And I think something's broken there, and I think we had this bug already. So I need to fix it now in one way, but in 2 places. So we load. Now we have our version 5 save file. Now we save. And yeah, it gets set to 3. Okay. All right. Well, at least I understand what's going on. All right. Well, then, I mean, it's easy to fix this. We have a get set thing here. And we set it somewhere. Game saver, all save data. Town.get. And then we need the GUID here. So that's when you save it. This is actually wrong. It needs to get loaded somewhere. What am I doing? Let's just put it in the town. This is stupid. Yeah. We'll just make everything so much easier. We don't need to load this separately. You can read game saver all save data to get the loaded one. Yeah, but still, I feel like it just makes more sense to have this be in the town. I don't mind if we move this around before the launch of the game too. That should be okay. All right, so now when we get the JSON data, we're going to get the ID of the town. But that's assuming it wasn't already set, so we just need to load this in somewhere. Private GUID. Town GUID. Maybe just GUID. Yeah. Make field read only. Is this like properly? It's a read only partial struct. Okay, so it's not like properly nullable. All right. So ID is going to be this. And if it's not already set, then we're going to have to set it. And over here, we're going to need to set this thing to say data.id. Perfect. Okay, so GUID.new GUID. All right. Yeah. So let's try running this. This, we're just going to wipe out. And we're going to make sure this is working. So we save. The save has an ID somewhere. There it is, OD6C. All right, so now I load, and then we save again. Good, that did not change. It also shouldn't change when I quit the game completely and redo all of that. So now I hit load, save, still OD6C. Perfect. Whew. But if I start a new game and then save, that ID changes. Good, 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 good. All right, so the whole reason we did this is so we have an ID that we can then save with your save file and copy it to a backup. Microsoft really messed up with GUID. Stops working the second. Yeah, I know. They really need to use UIDs, and they just didn't. That's why we can't ever go to Mars, actually. That's also why we can't ever go back to the year 2000. Just too many computer bugs. Where are we going to put this? So game menu has the autosave system. This is onsave.invoke. I guess game saver requires this logic. So if you autosave, then back up the old save file using the towns or using the saves ID. Yeah, so is there a copy? There is. Oh, well, that's easy. All right, file path, and then we need like a backup path, And then what is that true there for? Does that even exist? No, it doesn't. Overwrite equals false. Oh, we need overwrite to be true. Yeah. So now we just need a backup path. Get save file path. I don't want to do this. Hey, Jordy. There's going to be an actual complex problem, though. Is there something in C# that represents a file path and not just a string? I guess we could parse the file path and get the base name and then just append something to it. Yeah, also this shouldn't be gutted from here. All right, well, we have the file path. So I guess what? File dot get base name. That's not even a thing. Base name? What? How do you? Oh, maybe it's a path function? How in the world? Okay, get file name. There it is. Are there other functions that start with, yeah, there's get file name without extension. Returned read-only span contains characters of the path that follows the last separator. So I want this. And then I want just the extension. Get extension. Okay, good. Yeah, so we can do this. So file name equals the, you know what? This is kind of stupid. Let's just make a function for this. Backup path equals get save file backup path, or get save backup file. And just pass in the original file. Yeah. So get the file name, get the extension, and then return, oh, we need the UUID. Gwid. This comes from all save data, town save data ID. Easy. Now, how do we do this? We need to like form a path again somehow. Path.join. So does that mean we need the directory? I want everything up to the file name. What is that? Turn value is empty if the path is null, empty, or a root. Path.combine. There's path.join. How's it different from combine? Unlike combine, join methods do not consider rooting. Oh god. This is stupid. I should do this a little bit differently. We could just form it from this. Get full path. This is path to save file dot path join. Okay, let's just do the same basic thing. Path to save file dot path join. I want file name underscore gwid dot extension. Okay, let's try that out. Hey TJ, just got done with the work lunch, lurking on my drive. Nice. Hope you had a good lunch. All right, I think we're good. We just copy this over there. Honestly, what we probably could have done is just come up with a new name. It says dest file name. Is that a full path? I don't know. This is all really silly. Need to do globalized path on that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good call. This is also probably why this is not a good idea. Exactly right. We should just use the save file path. Yeah, this is kind of stupid. Let's see if we can get the path to file. I just don't know. There's get directory name, there's get path root, get relative path. Actually, the relative path would probably work totally fine. We could just have this save as /. Oh, no, we can't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Fine, let's do that. See how that's working. But then we need to form this properly. Path.combine. Path to file. This is more like the directory. All right, possible null reference for path 1. Converting null or possible null value. This shouldn't be null, though. If the specified path is null, empty, or a root. Yeah, I guess that's a problem. Tisk. Why don't you just append the GUID and don't care about the extension? Don't care the extension is last. Yeah, that would work too. I just think it'd look weird to have a JSON GUID file that you wouldn't be able to open easily. And it's also why I wonder, can you just work with paths as path objects and then change their name on the fly? It's a partial class. Can you construct one of these? I guess not if it's static, no. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I think the safest way of doing it would just be with this. Yeah, that way we don't have any issues here. All right, so save file name just changes to this. And then we globalize it and return that. Yeah. All right, I think we're done. Let's try it out. So the only way this happens is if you autosave the game, and autosave only happens once every 5 minutes. So we need to set it to not every 5 minutes. So let's set it to every 5 seconds. And then just, wait, how's it gonna work? We're gonna see a file that's called save1bcc whatever.json. So let's go try that. I shouldn't need to create the directory because it's gonna be in the same one as the save file, and it's only gonna try to save it after saving the save file. So the directory should be the exact same. So let's see, does it work? We just ls in here until it exists. There it is. It's saved as a very stupid file name, save.json underscore gwid.json. Perfect. Also, it's the wrong number. Oh no, it's not the wrong number. I never loaded from my old save file. Anyway, we got to fix the name, of course. All right, so what's going on here? The extension must already contain a dot in it. Return value includes the period character. Yeah, so we don't need an extra dot. So now our broken file does not have the extra dot. And now I have the GUID in the wrong place because apparently the name included the extension, even though I said, no, I didn't say that. Get it without extension. Okay, there, that should fix everything. Yeah, what I wanted is a GUID, then save, then underscore, then another GUID, then underscore, then save again, then .json. So 3 GUIDs, and we just reject 2 of them because they don't matter. All right, so now it's not gonna, it's gonna keep the old file. That's fine. But yeah, this is looking good. Save 1ab, whatever, blah, 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 .json. So if we, in order to properly test this now, how do we do this? We need to set this to a higher frequency, like 20 seconds, or a lower frequency, higher number. Just put the whole thing in the file name. Old Windows would have a fit. Okay, so here's how we test it. We load, and then we wait. And what's our current save file? It's 1AB whatever. But the thing is, we need to know the exact time. 10:59. It's currently 10:59. So it should get updated very soon. So far, no. Ah, there it goes. Yeah. 10:59:38 now. Perfect. Exactly what I want. All right, there's one tiny problem, which is that every time you load from a save file, is it going to reset this timer? Maybe it will. Because the in-game menu gets deleted too, doesn't it? I think it does. Ideally, we'd reset that after you load the game. Let's just print this out here. Set up auto save. Yeah, whatever. I need to write this out well. I just want to see if this is happening. Yeah, I don't know if new Windows supports it either, but I don't think they're limited to like 250 characters anymore. I'm not positive how long it can be. So every time I load from a save file, it should say that setup autosave. So I load, yeah, setup autosave. I load again, setup autosave. Yeah, perfect. So we don't need to reset this timer. Hey, Oakleus. All right, that's the autosave feature. I think we're finished with it. Let's take a look at this. That looks fine. Oh, we should probably write something about why we're doing this. Game saver. I have the old save file using the saves ID just in case something ever goes wrong when saving, e.g. the program crashes. Is that even possible? How does this work? Is it like an all or nothing thing? I don't think that's possible to do. They could do it if they have like a shadow file that they then just copy from and the operating system handles it. But even then, the operating system, you could lose power or something, right? I don't know what guarantees durability or if anything guarantees it. And that's why we're taking a backup, because who knows? Maybe, yeah, maybe something can go wrong here. It's the red text. No need to comment. It's too late. Yeah, I don't mind the red text. I guess it does look erroneous to some people, but when I do have a problem, like I put a backslash here or something, then it's underscored red. Yeah. Hey, Mikey, how do autosaves work? Do they just capture a state? So the way the save system works is I take all of the game state and then serialize it to JSON. The way that autosave works is I just call the save function every once in a while. And then I take a backup afterward. So as far as autosave is concerned, it doesn't need to know anything about how the game works. It's just using the save system, and the save system needs to know about how the game works so they can save the game state. I don't know if that answers your question, but feel free to ask more if you have a follow-up. Hey, Grace. It's going okay. I am, I don't know, more tired than normal. My mind is elsewhere. Which kernel level anti-cheat is Skeleseller going to use? A proprietary one. We need to make sure that you can never get your old power level back for the mage. It's just not possible. E.g., you lose power while it's saving. Yeah, it's worth noting, and not in this comment, but it's worth noting to all of you that we don't have a system for restoring this. So what's going to happen is this. We're going to, at some point, get a very sad bug report from somebody saying, hey, my save file is corrupted or looks deleted. And we're going to be like, okay, we're going to go code a feature to automatically do this. But since you're the first person who hit this, you're going to have to manually go find this file and just delete the GUID from it. I'll delete system32 sheet. That's a good idea. Yeah. We'll have the kernel level Geordie. I think people would trust you. I don't see anything wrong with that. All right, looks good. This worked, so I'm going to say that it's good. Also, if this does save with the wrong path, like let's say we ended up with an extra GUID or an extra period or whatever in there, it's fine as long as it keeps saving to that path. Because no one's ever going to look in this folder, hopefully. And if they do and they see a weirdly named file, then fine, you saw a weirdly named file. It's not like there's any impact. The only impact would be as if we're saving to a different file name every time and just consuming all of your disk space in 3 kilobyte files. Even that would take a very long time for you to even notice. Should we do a try catch on loading and try to load the backup in that case so we can recover the ID? Not yet, I think. Yeah, not yet. I also don't know, like, here's what I think we would need to do. I think what we need to do is load all files with GUIDs in them and then figure out like a progress percent or something and then show that to the user and have them pick. It'd be like a convoluted thing we'd have to do. Because, yeah, how do we know which one of the backups you want? Especially if your main file is corrupted. We can't count on you knowing what that ID would have been. And maybe this is why naming a town might be a good idea. So that instead of a GUID, we could use your town name. But then what if you use the same town name twice? I don't know. There's a lot of things. Users getting jump scared by GUIDs. Yeah. Well, not on Mars. It's not a problem. All right. Looking good. This is just a clarifying comment that I think is worth keeping in its own commit. Done. Autosave frequency should have never changed. What just happened? Did it not save? Now it's saved. Okay. So we get a new GUID for the town. And that's it. We're done. Easy peasy. Add GUID to save files. Should we bump the save version? We probably should. Yeah, we probably should. Did we do that in checkpoint 4? I don't remember any of this stuff. When did this last change? Can we blame right in here? Wait, did it show that? No. All right, game saver. We'll just go load it in this. Two weeks ago. Was that before the 22nd? December 2nd. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, we don't need to do anything then. If you think I pay attention to how many weeks ago some date is, we're sorely mistaken. 2 weeks ago is any day of the year. Add GUID to save files. This lets us keep a backup that players can manually restore from if ever there's a problem. I should say, if there's ever a problem. Yep. That's it. And I think that's pretty much all I care about for these tasks. After saving, maybe copy the files, backup done. Consider taking an autosaver before quitting. Let's think about this. What I think we should probably do is just turn this button, the quick game button, into a save and quit. And then we can just handle saving anyway. We don't even need to say that it's save and quit. It could just be save and quit and it still says quit on it. Is there any reason we wouldn't want to do that? I can't see why. Because you have the autosave system and it's always possible that right before you click this, the autosave system saves it anyway for you so that it's like it was a save and quit button. The only thing I could think is that you just started a new game and didn't mean to. Yeah, that could be why. But then you're not allowed to save that anyway. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do anything about that right now. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with just saying this is done. Yeah, we don't need to spend a bunch of time on this. So publish the branch. And let's go get that. Closes 14. About time. Jim Raynor. Closes 14. We take a backup of the save file whenever we autosave. Wait, shouldn't we do that whenever we save? No, I don't think it matters. Unless you play the game in exactly increments of 4 minutes and 59 seconds or shorter, then you're going to get an autosave at some point. Yeah. And the odds of somebody doing that are so low, I would say are nearly zero. If I'd never mentioned this, then no one would have done it. Show dialogue when you quit or go to the title screen asking if you want to save. Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing things. Yeah, I think we can do that eventually. I'll probably file a task for that. I think it's kind of polished data. Ask if the user wants to save when they quit or go to the title screen. Only offer this if saving is even a possibility, i.e. the save button isn't disabled. Yeah. All right, we take a backup of the save file whenever we autosave, just in case there's a problem and the main save file gets corrupted. However, nothing reads from this because I think the proper way to read from it would be to pull all backup files or like read all backup files from disk try to process them to figure out a general progress level, which will differ across versions. Maybe just keep track of game time. Playtime. Show that to the user and let them pick. Yeah. I should probably file that as a task. Let's write that down for later. File the comment in this as a task for later to restore from backups. We would need the game time to exist in those backups. All right, I think I'm going to call it for this stream. Yeah. I know it was a short stream. I know I'm not planning on streaming in the afternoon. I don't want to push it. And we got done with something that, I mean, if I hadn't listened to Ski, would have taken at least a day. Added autosave, only streamed in the morning. Yeah. All right, but thank you all for watching. Thanks for the new subs. I'm again sorry it was a low energy day. There was more BRB stuff than there was normally. But we got this done. I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow. Yeah. All right, let's raid Callow Creation. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, everyone. I will be back on Wednesday for sure. Well, for sure. I mean, unless something goes terribly wrong. And yeah, I haven't raided Callow Creation in a while, so let's say hi to them. But I probably won't be sticking around for too long. So yeah, I'll catch you all on Wednesday, hopefully. See ya.